Hey YouTube, Cyber Aquarist here. In this video I'm going to show you guys how I dip my corals before I add them to my aquarium. Now I always wait till a water change day before I add any corals. For several reasons. It allows me to add the corals to the reef a lot easier whenever the water level is lower. And also I can gather some water to dip my corals in. And the first bucket on the left, I'll pull out 4.5 gallons of water for my water change. I'll pour out a gallon of this water into the blue bucket where I'll prepare the solution of dip. Now always use Coral RX dip. You'll see it on Bulk Reef Supply. It's almost got a perfect 5-star rating. 49 out of 50 people who have reviewed it recommend it to a friend. And it's great at removing Aquapora eating flatworms, Montipora eating nudibranchs, Zoanthid eating nudibranchs, bristleworms, Zoanthid eating spiders, and red flatworms. And some reefers have reported coral regeneration, taking damaged corals and doing a quick dip with it, and the corals seem to come back just fine. Now I haven't experienced that for myself, but it does remove many of the unwanted hitchhikers that you can get in on some of your corals. So let me go ahead and pull out some water, and we'll go ahead and prepare a solution of the coral dip, and we'll get these guys in the aquarium. Now that I've collected a gallon of water in my mixing bucket, I'm going to take the Coral RX, and the directions are to add 20 milliliters per gallon. You can use the cap, which is 5 milliliters per cap, but I like to use a pipette to get an exact measurement. Be sure to shake the bottle up really well before you pour it in. And I've already temperature acclimated my corals by floating them in the aquarium, and the water that I pulled out of the aquarium is the same temperature. So I'm going to go ahead and put the corals in, and let's see what comes off of these guys. I discarded the water that came in the shipping containers. I simply took the corals out and placed them in the solution. Now the directions say that you can use a small power head and soak the corals for 5 to 10 minutes, but I just use my algae scraper and I agitate the surface of the water like I'm doing here. I tend to go 10 minutes usually because it seems to work best. It gives all the critters time to die off. And at the end of the soak, you're going to want to take the corals and shake them vigorously underneath the water surface. That'll dislodge any critters that may be sticking to them. Now here's a guy right here, the upper left coral. See him right there moving across the bucket? That's actually an anthropod. It's just a small shrimp-like crustacean. And it's perfectly harmless. It's actually beneficial. It's a food source for your aquarium. But let's face it, guys, one anthropod is not going to benefit my aquarium. It's best to be proactive and not introduce some unwanted pest in our aquariums. So let me keep doing this for the full 10 minutes, and I'll get back with you guys in just a minute, and let's see what we got in the bucket. I've taken the corals out of the solution, and I've placed them in a bucket over here beside me. But you can see there are several critters here on the bottom of the bucket. Unfortunately, all these are just casualties of war. These are all anthropods, perfectly harmless, but this is why I like to go the full 10 minutes, because this one that you saw earlier over here on the left, he's deader than a doornail. And I've taken the corals and placed them over here in this bucket, soaking in used tank water so that I can rinse off any of the medication residual. Now I'm going to go ahead and put them in the aquarium. Here is the first of the new additions. This is a purple with bluish green center Favia coral, right here underneath my candy cane coral, to the left of the bubble coral. And let me give you another shot of it from the front. I think this Favia coral really complements all the corals surrounding it, and I'm looking for it to fill in this area right here real nicely over the next couple years. And right here in the center is my red cap Montipora. I've always wanted one of these, and I'm looking for it to fill in this area right here on this rock right above the Christmas tree Favia. And over here on the left, this is another Zoanthid colony. The torch coral above it is not anywhere near touching it. It's just the angle of the shot, but I'm going to go ahead and frag that bottom head off here pretty soon anyway. Here in this little nook are 2 Palithoas grandis. These are exceptionally rare, and I've been waiting for something special to put in this area. They're not all the way open at the moment, and I look forward to these spreading and fragging them out and passing them along to some of you guys. Well, that about does it for this video. But guys, just be sure to dip your corals. Don't take a chance of adding any unwanted pests to your aquarium. Thanks for watching. As always, take care. See you next time.